Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. There's a clear trend here, and you know what? People say, well, Fred, this is just drawing lines I was drawing lines on the graph and thought, no, that's not it. This is something I've never seen info like this before, okay? I've also looked at a huge amount of info, like stock prices, bond prices, goods prices. I've learned about all of these things. It's the biggest power rule I've ever seen. It does this very rarely in the United States and around the world. At a recent meeting with people in the business, the Republican candidate for president suggested that all of the remaining Bitcoin should be mined in the US. On his new social media site, Truth Social, Trump says that this move would make the United States a world leader in energy. Trump said Bitcoin mining could protect against central bank digital era. Bitcoin's hash rate is currently at 38%, behind China at 21% and Canada at 6.5%, according to Chain Bulletin. The cryptocurrency industry is stepping up its efforts to sway US policymakers, and Trump has 40.9% of the vote compared to Biden's 40%. About 9% of voters still back independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's completely normal to move around for 3 months. It doesn't matter. It looks like everything is fine. I don't think anything of what's going on right now. I have no opinion at all. Also, I've come to understand that I have no opinion whatsoever about what Bitcoin is going to do in the next month. I kind of said, I like to look at like I'm a monkey like everyone else. There are 50 times a day that I click refresh, but do I really know what Bitcoins to do tomorrow? No, I don't know what Bitcoins will be used for next month. No, what should I do with Bitcoins next year? I think it will be a little bit in the next year. But over the next 2 to 4 to 5 years, yeah, I think I have a pretty good idea of that, and I think the power law helps to measure that a bit. But I gotta say, we don't have magic wands to figure out where this stuff is going, and I think as a guy who is trading, as someone who has worked in the field for years, I can say that Bitcoin is even harder to understand than most things. I made trades, it does go up. It goes up just when you least expect it. Like when you're sure it's going down, it goes down. Or when you're sure it should go up, it goes up. So, you won't be able to predict Bitcoin, and I think that's part of the growth pattern. If you're sitting there trying to raid this thing, leverage long or anything, I don't think you're doing yourself any favors by trying to predict it. I don't think that will work out for you or be a good way to make money. That's what I think, and I must remember that well, right? 2017, if you thought it was going up, it started the year at $1,000. For most of the year, they never got much below $6,000, okay? And then at the end of the year, it broke 10,000 all of a sudden. This is what I want to say was just, it finally broke through in almost 20,000, but that jump from 10 to 20 actually only took 1 month. I think it was in September or October again. Oh, it could have been even later. This really did happen at the end of 2017, and the next big thing happened in early 2021, in October 2020. So that went until January 2021, and then that went until, after those 3 months, it's over. When people talk about cycles, this one doesn't really show the cycle. It's catching the brave market at the right time. Let's just say you're out if you're out of the game. Okay, let's say that by 2020 you don't think Bitcoin was a good deal. And let's say you missed 2 of the 3 months of that. You're not going to do anything else instead of getting active at 10,000. At 45,000 you were going to get active. For real, by missing 30 days, then you'll say, okay, I got a bottle of 45,000, went to 60,000. I earned some money. So my point is that you need to be very careful because this is a dangerous place. In the event that you miss those important times, you will have a negative return. Holding Bitcoin could be a negative return thing. You have to, and that's before you even check it. So trying to time this thing is so risky that you should not do it at all. That's what I think looking at this data very carefully tells you now. Of course, you don't take less than 1%. The future won't repeat the past, but if you look at these power rules and other things, it does look like it will be a lot like the past, right? There are clear trends in this. It doesn't look like a random walk. There's a very clear pattern here, and I know what you mean. People say, well, Fred, this is just drawing lines I was drawing lines on a graph and thought, no, this isn't like that. I've never seen info like this before, okay? I've also looked at a huge amount of info in like stock prices, bond prices, prices of goods. I've learned about all of these things. It's the biggest power rule I've ever seen. This is very strange, right? There's no need to be 100% normal. It looks like everything is fine. So I don't think anything about what we're going through right now. I have no opinion at all. One thing I've learned is that I don't think Bitcoin will do anything in the next month. Zero, I kind of said, I like to look at the like I'm a monkey like everyone else. It seems like I click refresh 50 times a day. But do I really know what the question is for tomorrow? No, I don't know what, because I have to do it next month. No, what does Bitcoin say I do next year? I have no idea. Think about it for a bit in the next year. But also think about it for the next 2 to 4 to 5 years. Okay, I think I have a pretty good idea about that, right? And I think the power law helps put a number on that. But, I don't think we have magic wands to see where this is going. We don't believe it. And as someone who has been dealing professionally for years, I can say that Bitcoin is even harder to understand than most things. I made trades, it goes up, It goes up just when you least expect it.